Hey, my foodie friends and family, how are you? I'm always glad to see you. Thanks for stopping by to see today's recipe. If you're like me, you always have some leftover roast beef, roast chicken, roast pork, roast lamb, and here's a recipe that'll help you do something with it. I always have something in the fridge that I gotta cook up. So I'm starting off with a deep skillet and 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm using olive, but you use whatever oil you like. We're going to bring that up to temperature. And we're going to start by adding some chopped garlic. We want to saute the garlic just until you start smelling the garlic flavor come out. We don't want it to turn black though, so keep your eye on it. When I get veggies delivered, I always chop up my veggies ahead of time and put them in little bags ahead of time so I know what I'm using for my recipe. For this one, I'm using a pint of mushrooms that I've sliced. These happen to be cremini, but you can use any kind you like. I've diced an onion, and I've chopped up a celery with the leaves. The leaves add a ton of flavor, so please don't chop them off and throw them out. We want to saute those just until they start getting limp, and we're going to add some salt and pepper to this. This would be a time to add any hot pepper that you like, whether it's chili flakes or cayenne or hot sauce, anything you like. And we're going to continue to saute the vegetables. We want them a bit soft before we continue with the recipe. You know, I'd like to hear about your leftover recipes. What do you guys do? Let me know. I'm adding 2 tomatoes that I've chopped up. This is a great opportunity to use some overripe tomatoes that you've got sitting in the fridge and they're not looking the best, but for this, it's perfect. We add them to the mixture. We want to saute those until the tomatoes start to break down a bit and they start to exude their juices and making everything very tomatoey and delicious. I just love tomato sauce with anything, whether it's chopped tomatoes or canned tomatoes or tomato powder. Like, everything is good with tomato. Now you can see that the veggies have softened and browned and are looking great. I'm adding something from Maggi that's tomato sauce. It was in a German import store. You don't have to have this. You could use a can of crushed tomatoes. You could use a jar of passata. You could use more fresh tomatoes, whatever you like. I just wanted to try this out and see what it was like. It kind of reminded me of something that my aunt used to make in Germany. And I wanted to recreate it here. And I was actually quite surprised as how good that tomato sauce is, even though it's powdered. Once you get it in, you mix it in with some water and you pour it into the skillet with the veggies, and it starts to thicken all by itself, and it makes a delicious tomato sauce. I've got some leftover roast beef here that I'm using. You could certainly use roast pork, you could use roast chicken, you could use roast lamb. Whatever leftovers you have would be great with this tomato and veggie sauce. So we're stirring in the meat just to get it heated through. Since it's already cooked and roasted, I mean, you don't need much time. You just want it to get warmed up. Doesn't it look good? Oh, I get so hungry when I watch these videos later. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of sour cream You could use creme fraiche. You could use fresh cream. I just like the tang of the sour cream with this to counteract some of the sweetness of the tomatoes. Don't have to add it at all. If you're watching your fat intake or your calories, you can just skip the sour cream altogether. But it does add a very luxurious creamy flavor to the tomato sauce. So we just want to heat this through, and there it is finished. Doesn't it look great? This is good on rice, on pasta, on mashed potatoes, whatever you like. It works with everything. If you like the recipe, I would love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. I just love to have more foodies here with me. Thanks for stopping by for some more food that warms your soul and mine too. See you next time.